If humans have robots that do all of the work, spend a good life with them, and even if they are happy, how will human life be? So at the beginning of the movie story, we see a cute girl named Lucy. She used to share a small flat with a friend, and one day she went to a robotics company for a job interview. The company's boss is very pleased with Lucy because she is wise and intelligent. The boss immediately put her on the job and also told Lucy about her next job, in which she will repair and sell the new robots, and she was very happy on the way as if her feet were not on the ground. Now she had come home, and reaching home, she sees that her friend was exercising in the kitchen. He was doing strange things, but she doesn't say anything. Then she hears a voice from the bathroom and a girl comes out of the bathroom. Lucy becomes depressed to see that girl because she liked her friend and wanted to marry him, but he was cheating on her. Lucy was completely silent after seeing all this and doesn't say anything. Now when the girl left, her friend was worried to see her. He says, "Hit me, say something to me, but don't do this to me." He hits his head on the fridge too. Was so ashamed of himself that he throws his exercise dumbbell out of the window. It hits someone's car. Now they are called down to compensate for the loss of the car. When the car owner asks for money, Lucy's friend says that this house belongs to him and takes money from him. "I only came to his house," and saying this, he leaves. Lucy becomes sad to hear this from her friend. Anyway, the next day was the first day of her job, and she meets a boy who works in the company named Wade. He explains all the work to her, and her first job was to remove robots like humans from the box. Then connect them to the tablet and ask robots for their model number. When all the work is done, scan the code written behind their ears and send it to room number 21 for checking. Those robots were more similar to humans. If they were kept with ordinary people, it was very difficult to recognize the robots. Every robot had a different personality and had different qualities too, so that their customers can take their favorite robots in their own way. Now, Lucy opens the first box, in which there was an exercise robot, and she joins his neck with the help of tablet. So his neck, which was made of iron and wires, gets better by itself and looks like a human. When the robot opened its eyes, Lucy had forgotten all her work by looking at him. Now the smart robot tells her the next task. After it, she sends it for checking. She opens the second box and there was a cute model in it. Then the third one, she was gradually understanding her work. She fixes a lot of robots like the working maid, but there was a robot there that refused to tell his model number. He says, "I had a nightmare and I am still scared." The robot was named the friend. Lucy now calls the boy who works in her company named Vade and tells him all the problems. After checking, it turns out that there are a lot of problems in this robot. After hearing this, the friend robot starts weeping and tells Lucy that these people will break him and will send him back. While crying, he was also looking at her and praising her beauty because he was a friend robot. He was made to meet people and make friends with them, and these qualities were put in that robot. Now the boss arrives, and when he sees the defect of that robot, he asks them to send it back to Japan. Lucy listens to her boss and says, "Boss, why send it back? We will sell it at a discount." The boss also likes Lucy's idea and assigns this responsibility to Lucy, that she will prepare the friend robot for the customers. After which all the robots were kept to show people so that people can see them, like them, and make their own mind to buy them. Lucy was a little nervous because it was her job to show all the robots. She talks to the friend robot and tells her about herself. "My friend left me, whom I liked a lot and wanted to marry too. Because of this, I am a little worried." The friend robot hears everything and says someone will be crazy who will leave you. He was still admiring her beauty. Then a rich woman comes to see that robot. Firstly, she was not ready to buy it, but when the friend robot admires her beauty, she was not on the ground when she heard her praise. She tells Lucy to pack it quickly and send it to her house. Although the robot was flattering to her, Lucy was sitting alone at night and the robot comes to her and says, "I don't want to go away from you." Now the robotic company arranges a robots show of their all robots. Because of it, all the robots of their company are sold. The boss was also very happy and drinks a lot in this happiness. At night, Vade drops Lucy and the boss at home. On the way, he was singing high songs which had a clear meaning that he also started liking Lucy. The next day, when Lucy comes to work, she sees that the friend robot was sent to his owner's house. She should be happy to see this, thinking that this was her first sale, but she was sad. Then she gets a video on the phone that the friend robot had sent, and he also reads a poem in her praise. Lucy feels lovely to hear this. She was also falling in love with the friend robot. She would call the woman again and again on the pretext of checking who had bought the friend robot. She talks to the friend robot on the same pretext, and the robot tells Lucy that his owner is very strange. She wears strange clothes and makes my heart flutter, but I miss you a lot. The next day, the woman who bought the robot comes back to the company and makes a fuss and says that the robot is bad. "I want my money back." The friend robot was also not ready to live with his owner. He says that she makes me wear animal clothes and treats me like a slave. I will not live with her. The boss makes the woman believe that the company will return all your money. After it, she leaves. Now the boss becomes furious and starts beating the friend robot. Because of him, his company suffered a great loss. Lucy forbids and stops him. She says, "You don't worry, I will buy this robot likewise, the company will not be harmed." She takes money from her mother and her friend and takes a loan from the bank and buys the robot. Now she brought him to her house and they talk a lot at night. The friend robot makes breakfast for her in the morning and sends her to the office. They talk on the phone all day. Gradually, they fell in love with each other. One day, Lucy's old friend comes home, the one who used to live with her. He asks the friend robot, "Who are you? And what are you doing here?" But he was thinking that maybe he is a thief. He punches him, but in return, he also attacks him. Lucy's friend openly challenges the robot to come out with him somewhere to fight. He brought the robot out and shows live on the net to his loved ones. When Lucy watches the live video, she becomes furious. She goes to the same place, closes the button of the robot and brings it home. She was enraged because she had stopped him from leaving the house. The robot asks, "Do you still like your old friend?" You must say he is getting jealous. Thinking about himself, he started liking Lucy. One night, Lucy's friend calls her to her party, the same friend from whom Lucy had taken money. Her friend thought that today her friend will ask her to marry him, but he doesn't do that. She becomes furious because of it and starts weeping. Lucy makes her friend robot sit with her and goes to talk to her friend. Why doesn't she want to marry her friend? There was Lucy's friend in that party who used to live with her. He was showing the party to everyone in the live video. Lucy talks to her friend. He also shows her words live, in which he tells her that he likes boys, not girls. You must have understood what it was. Lucy comes back after talking and sees her friend doing wrong with her robot. Lucy was so angry that she was going crazy. She was going to kill her friend with a bottle, but she bows down and that bottle hits her poor robot. because of which his mouth was open and she was worried, so she calls Vade to her house, her company colleague, to fix his face. He had fixed her face but with a new face, and the robot got a new face. He was looking like a different person. The next day when Lucy goes to the office and her boss showed her the video of the last night's party and fired her from the job. Because of that, her company was defamed and she blames Lucy. She asks for an old face for her robot, but her boss refused and she somehow wanted to get an old face for her robot. She calls Vade and goes to the company's warehouse to find her robot's face at night, but the boss was sleeping there. After it, he fired Vade from the job, but he let Lucy take a new face for the robot. Lucy was feeling very bad for Vade. He tells her not to worry about him and he will get the job. It was clear that he also loved Lucy, but he never told her. Now, Lucy got the old face of her robot. She makes a YouTube channel with her robot and everyone start considering them as a pair of human and robot. Because of this, they became very famous. One day, Lucy's robot calls her for marriage. She said yes and started jumping on the sofa. On the wedding day, a lovely friend of Lucy was getting her married. When she asks the robot, "Do you like Lucy? Do you consider her as your wife?" Then the friend robot starts flirting with that girl and even asks that girl for her number. Lucy was insulted so badly in her own wedding. She leaves her wedding and move away, and the robot also follows her. He says that maybe my program has gone wrong. Listen to me. Lucy goes home and asks, "Why did you do that?" But now he was also shouting at her. He says that it is not a big deal. Here, Vade tells that it is not anyone's fault. This robot's program is such that they start liking new things. They get used to the people and copy them to whom they have spoken for the first time. The friend robot also understood this, that Lucy can't be happy with him. He says, "Stop me and send me back." Lucy didn't want to do that. What would she do? She couldn't hurt her heart again and again. At the end of the movie, we are shown the scene after 6 months. Lucy wakes up and Vade was making food in her kitchen. That means they both got married. After eating food, Lucy gets a message and it was from the friend robot. He had sent her a video in which he expressed his gratitude that Lucy had provided her with such wonderful memories. At the end, he dances for her. This is the end of the movie.